everybody. I hope everybody is doing amazing. It's me again. Did you miss me? I've missed you. Oh, don't forget, Cooper too. Say hi. He's relaxing. We just took a walk. Oh, now you're gonna sit up? Now you wanna sit up? Say hi, friends, hi. Say hi, friends, hi. Yeah, no, yes. Maybe so, pretend. Pretend to like everybody, please. Yeah, I know you love me. Oh, kisses on the ear, in the ear. Okay, let's try this again. We had somebody go in, I guess I'm at a campground right now. I'm actually at Antelope Island State Park in Utah. It's beautiful. It's off the Great Salt Lake. I don't know why I second guessed that. Anyway, Cooper and I have been doing well. I think I told everybody I got a place downtown in Salt Lake City, and just kind of been enjoying being back in an apartment. I'll be honest, there are certain things that I really love. I love having a bathtub. I love having a little bit more space. Even though I just have a 1-bedroom small apartment, it's more space than I even need, to be honest. And I have missed being on the road. I miss traveling. I miss talking to you guys. I miss exploring. I think I found that that's really where I'm the happiest, is when I get to travel and go places and do things. Now, don't get me wrong, it's been very nice to be in my apartment during the summer, because for the last few summers I've been in a van in Florida. With everything going on with my eyes and everything else, it's just been hot. I was miserable. I mean, sometimes it's over 120, 130 degrees in the van, and I was always worried about Mr. Cooper and the humidity in Florida. If you've been in Florida, you know. And not being able to leave during the summers because I was getting the injections, etc. Anyway, so I got a home base out here so that way I can explore the West. And so it's been nice. I haven't really done any exploring in the van. We're starting back up again, in a sense. I've just kind of been exploring downtown and getting my apartment situated. I only wanted to put a few things in so that way I'd be comfortable. And I did that, and I did it on a very cheap budget. But then I got a few more things and a few more things. Anyway, it's comfortable. It wasn't expensive because I didn't want to spend a lot of money on it. But I have more than I needed or wanted initially. You know how that goes. You always think, oh, I'm just gonna get 1 or 2 things. I got more. Nothing crazy, but it's, you know, it's furnished. It's got stuff. So it'll be a great home base. So I have been trying to figure out whether I'm going to keep my van or not, to be honest with you guys. I like the van. It's got 50,000 miles as of today on it. So that's not a lot of miles. I bought the van when it had about 33.5 on it. And then I traveled all through the East Coast, as you know, and back down to Florida, up through Maine and Vermont and all, and I had an amazing time. It's been very reliable. It is an all-wheel drive, car coming by. So sorry about that. And I've had no issues whatsoever. It's very easy to maneuver. It's a medium roof Transit, Ford Transit, 2022. So it's in fine condition. Like I said, all is good. So here's the thing. I know I love the lifestyle. I do. I absolutely love the lifestyle. I love being on the road. I am thinking that I would like some more creature comforts in my vehicle that I'm traveling in. And if I was to go and live full-time on the road again, which I probably will, I want to be able to relax a little bit more. I can make anything work, don't get me wrong. I was in a minivan for 2 years. I was in a no-build Transit for 1.5 years. I've been blessed to be able to do both, and you know, both have worked. Honestly, I think a minivan is great too. It doesn't give you the option to stand up, but as far as like if you're just gonna go camping or you want to go out for a weekend or a couple weeks or whatever, you know, it's great. And I'm actually considering getting a minivan as one of my options, simply because I am downtown. Right now I do pay for storage, so that way the storage facility does store my van, and which is fine. It's in a safe place. It's behind a locked gate. Yada yada. It's all good. It's just right outside of town. It's probably 6 miles away, but it's an Uber ride. It's about 20 minutes. It's not convenient to be able to travel that way. It's not convenient to just jump in my vehicle and go. And it also, there's some things I want. I would like to have heat. Yes, I know I can put a diesel heater in. Yes, I know I can do all kinds of different things. I also want windows. I miss being able to see out. Part of this lifestyle is enjoying the nature and seeing outside. I love to see what's around me. One, there's that, as you know, my vehicle doesn't have any windows except for obviously in the front and the back door windows. And I'm glad that I got the door windows. But I wish that I had a window in the slider, which I could get, and a window on the other side. And, you know, I just want windows. So I'm debating whether or not it's going to be cost effective for me to do this and go that route. So I was thinking about either paying off the van and, you know, modifying it the way that I want. I would add in a heater. I would put in some windows. I would do some type of a flooring all the way across, because right now, as you know, I just do it where you access it. And I would do the walls and all on the ceiling. Everything, I don't have any plans to do a big electrical build. Everything would still go off 12 volt and off of power stations. I do already have the solar on the roof. I already have the max fan. That is all fine. There's no issues there. So it would cost me, you know, a couple grand to kind of fine tune a few things. I can't change the space and I can't change the height. I fit in this van perfectly fine. There's no swaying, there's no problems with it. It's honestly, this medium roof, it works. And that's the hard part about it is I have a lot of what I already need and it works. It's got low miles, relatively speaking, and all-wheel drive, and it's fine. But I want some more comfort. I want to have something a little bit more finished out. And I'm not so sure that I want to do that anymore as far as with this vehicle. Part of me is thinking it might be a wiser investment for me just to get an RV and travel in an RV. I've looked up Class Bs, I've looked at Class Cs. I've considered mine. I've also considered just getting an SUV. I've considered towing something instead. I've considered doing a minivan so that way I can just park it in the city and be able to come out and travel easily. That ease of access and being able to have it. I know that 6 miles isn't far and an Uber ride isn't far, but to be honest, it's far enough that it's not as convenient. Obviously, I'm also not living in my vehicle right now, and I am in an apartment. So this taking it out has been nice. I just want something a little more convenient, but I also want a little bit more room. But there is a catch there because I'm downtown. So, and if I plan on going full-time again, I think I'd want more space and more room. I did, a few years ago, I had purchased a Vista Cruiser mini diesel. It's a 25-foot diesel Class B plus van. And I loved the length of that. I didn't really travel much because this was right after my car accident. I had refinished it and made it pretty and sold it. Because it didn't have a bed on the bottom. It only had the one on top. So I do know that I want a bed on the bottom. So I'm looking at letting the vehicle go now. It's hard because I go back and forth. I've been going back and forth over this for months because I'm coming to the decision to pay it off, build it out, let it go, and get something that's already built. And I just feel like for the cost and the value, it might be better for me just to go ahead and let this one go and get an RV. You know, I don't want to go above 28 feet. Ideally, I'd like to stick around 25, 26 feet. And, you know, something that's got obviously a kitchen and a bed. I'm looking at the rear side beds. So the ones that I like the Winnebago View, Winnebago View J, that model with the side bed. I like that. I like an older model that I have liked for a long time. It's kind of ugly on the outside in my opinion. They no longer make them, but they're very sturdy. It's a great build, and that's going to be through Born Free. And Born Free is it's all fiberglass shell. It's on a Ford engine. It's got, you know, a kitchen, a couch, a little separate dining area, a rear bedroom, well, not bedroom, a rear bed, and a bathroom. And I do like them because they also have the roll cages built into them. It's also got solid wood cabinetry and all. It was built with safety in mind, and I like that. And I like that the way that it's set up is kind of what I'm thinking. There is no slides in that, so there's not any worry about anything, mechanisms breaking or anything of that nature with the slide. The Winnebago View does have a slide right where the little dinette is, which is, you know, it has a similar type of layout in a sense. Well, it's different. But anyway, so I'm all over the board. I'm all over the board, people. Sorry, I'm brainstorming. I don't want this to be a boring video though, so I'm going to show you around Antelope Island, and I'm just letting you know that I am here. We are doing, everything is fine. Now that the apartment I feel like is fine, I just did little by little as time went on to go ahead and make it feel good and comfortable, and it feels fine now. So I don't feel like there's anything left in the apartment that I need to do. I've been going to the dentist. That doesn't look good when I do it like that. Anyway, I'm still having more work done, but I've been getting a lot of stuff done. And the last things I'm going to do are some either bridges or partials to fill in the gaps, because I do have missing teeth on both sides of my face on the upper, and I'm going to get my teeth whitened. But that's been a lot of appointments. I have been doing my eye injections. Oh my gosh, let me just tell you. The last time I got an eye injection from this lady, I don't know. I think it might just be this place, and I'm not sure I want to go back to her, to be honest. I thought the first time was maybe okay. You know, it was kind of run down a little area. Not a big deal. I just thought, well, it was like a branch off of the main practice. No biggie. But then she had told me like the last time they had just ran out of something, or eye drops or something. So, okay. You know, after the fact, after I got my injection. But then this time, she goes to give me the injection, but they never numbed me. And they usually always numb me beforehand. You get the gook in your eyes, you get gel, or you get, everybody does it a little different. Anyway, they never numb me. And let me tell you, when that needle touched my eye, ooh, I jumped. And of course she pulled back, so she didn't actually give me the injection then. And then she goes, oh, did they not numb you? No, nobody's numbed me. And it hurt so bad that I had tears coming down my face. And I've been doing the injections off and on now for probably 12 years, 13 years, something like that. Because I had it after my other eye, when I went blind in my other eye. But nope, that was bad. It was bad. And then she tries to numb me up real quick, and she does. It gives me the injection in both sides, and then I always get like those, you know, everything turns bright white. I get a headache, but this one was a really intense headache, and everything turned bright, and it hurt so bad I started feeling really nauseous. Not hurt like the needle. Yes, that still hurt, but it was more like the other eye that hurt that she didn't numb. But it was like this insane pressure in my eye that I couldn't see straight. And like I said, I had a headache. I wanted to throw up, and I have never wanted to throw up when I've gotten an eye injection. So, and she just kept trying to rinse me back out. And she's like, well, I don't know what it, and I'm like, she goes, where is it? Where do you feel it at? And I said, I don't know. It's just like a ton of pressure. She goes, oh, that might be it. So she gets a little eye pressure reader thingy, and she reads it, and it's over 3 times the normal amount of what it's supposed to be at. I think I was like at a 65, and your pressure's supposed to stay under 20. Anyway, so she runs out of the room. She gets drops, puts it in to try to, it brings your pressure down. It lowers your pressure in your eye. And that was in the good eye. Anyway, so that happened. I had to sit for another like half hour, 45 minutes just to check and make sure I was okay. And I was fine after that, but it was a bad experience. It was a bad experience. So that's that. But that's been doing it. And every time I try to film, and I have filmed several different times for you guys, I really have. And it's so weird. The first time I went to go get the van, I was going to put some stuff in it because let's face it, when I moved out here, I took everything out. Right? Fine. Well, it wasn't just out. It was like shoved to the side, on top, whatever, so I had to put the van back together as a camper. So that's kind of what I did all yesterday. But I went to try to do that the other day at the storage unit. And, oh man, I went to the storage unit and I got a separate key chain because I don't usually carry my keys around downtown. I just carry the key that unlocks my door and building, and my mailbox key. That's it. And I keep it on a little wristlet. So I usually leave like the vehicle keys away because I don't carry them every day and I don't use my vehicle every day downtown. So yeah, I went all the way to the storage unit and I didn't have my keys, so I couldn't do anything. I had to go all the way back to my apartment to go all the way back to my storage unit, where I kept the van. And of course the van battery was dead. So then I had to jumpstart my van. I wonder if he's gonna be a neighbor. No, he's driving on by. Integra, that's big, Class A. Yeah. So it's always one thing after the next. I did film that day. I was like, because I was so excited. I was showing you things. I was like showing Cooper walking downtown. We were doing all kinds of stuff that day, just like odds and ends and stuff. And then I went to go do the van and take care of the van and do some stuff to it. Yeah, well, that was an epic fail. It was all an epic fail. And you know, after you go back and forth so many times and things are not going your way, you just give up. That was me. I said, you know what? We did a few things that day and I just went back home. So, yeah. So I love the lifestyle. I'm not leaving. It's so weird. I can't say like the nomad community because I guess at this point I'm not full-time. But to be honest, I see so many people that travel in vans and campers and stuff that really truly aren't full-time either. So that part doesn't faze me. And who cares? If you're full-time, you're part-time, you're a weekend warrior, I don't care. You get out and you enjoy yourself and enjoy nature and just see the beautiful country if you can. I mean, hey, whatever you get an opportunity to do, take it. There's so many things that you just won't be able to see unless you go. So I am gonna still go. I just don't know what that looks like. I even thought about just buying a Jeep or something for now. One that I could, like a little Wrangler, something I could flat tow on the back of like a Class B plus or C. And just using the Wrangler right now to bounce around downtown and to take it out and go like to these state parks and stuff. And I could always put like a tent on the top, but I'm all over the board, people. I need help. I can't make decisions. Decisions are hard. There's pros and cons to everything in life. And at the end of the day, the truth is I'm gonna deal with whatever I decide. If I decide to keep the van, I will. If I decide, and I will make it work, I will start building out some of it. To be honest, I would. But I think about it and I'm like, do I really feel like putting a bunch of windows in it? In the cost with that, and the fact that I've never put windows in a vehicle. I mean, I would do it, but it doesn't intimidate me. I mean, I just know that I'd fix it if I break it. I just don't know that I want to put that kind of work into it. And I'm by myself. There's nobody else, and I don't have a slew of tools and all that. I don't know. I'm just thinking I'd like something a little bit bigger, a little more space, and a little more finished. I still won't be able to park any of that downtown. So then I go to the other side and I think, well, a minivan could do it because I did it before. And I did it for 2 years living in a minivan in Florida. I could do that. Downtown, it'd probably be great. If I did one, I'd probably do the Sienna hybrid. So that way I have heat and AC. That's already done. Get the plug in the back so that way I could plug in my power station to let that charge. I still have solar panels. I could still put them on the roof if I want to. But being a hybrid gives me that opportunity of having the climate control. And that's another thing my vehicle does not have. I mean, yes, I have a fan, but real climate control. So there is that. But those Sienna hybrids are expensive. Is it worth paying $40,000, $50,000 for a minivan? You know, I still like the idea that it's got all-wheel drive. I like the idea that I can lay down. I like that they're so easy to turn into a camper. They truly are. They're great little travel vehicles. They're comfortable to drive, be able to travel across the country in them. The gas mileage would be insanely cheap. So, you know, options, right? So, anyway, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that way. I'm thinking the Jeep. I'm thinking another SUV that I could just pull behind. I mean, honestly, I could use this van and pull like a little teeny camper if I wanted to do it that way too. I could just leave this kind of the way it is and, you know, just get a little camper and pull behind me. But do I really want to pull? That's the problem. I don't know. I don't know. I just want some, I want somebody to help me decide. There's always going to be pros and cons in life. And the truth is it's not the end of the day. This is actually a blessing that I'll be able to do one or the other. It really, truly is. It's a blessing that I have a place that I can afford downtown to be able to experience out west. I just have to find out which method I want to do it in. I like the van. This van does work. It totally works. I could tweak out and put the windows in it. I could do some things that I need to it. I'm torn. But at the end of the day, it's still gonna be, I want to feel more spacious inside. I really do. But now he's nimble. So pros and cons in life, pros and cons. Sorry, this is a rambling video. Maybe I'll just post this one and come back and show you the other video of us going around and exploring tomorrow. Maybe I'll just post this now. Why not? You guys haven't seen me for a while. You guys want to see what me and Cooper have been up to? You want this one to be a chit chat, and then tomorrow I'll post another one from being here. I have 2 dentist appointments coming up this week. Exciting. But that is going to decide whether or not I'm going to be able to do. I'm not doing implants at $4 grand a pop, so I'm either going to do the bridge if they can, or I'm going to do partials because I want to at least close up the empty spaces on the side of my mouth. That's it. Like, you guys really care, but you know, I just would like to have a pretty smile. Oh, I cut my hair. I cut about 12 inches off. I just needed a haircut. So this is it. What do you think? I know some of you guys really love like the longer hair, and I get it. Hair grows back. Years ago, my mom passed away from having cancer, and I watched her go through like the radiation and stuff. So I know that she had beautiful long hair. She took time curling it and all that every day. Yeah, that's not me. It's never been me. So I know that hair grows back, and I don't have an emotional attachment to my hair. So anyway, I cut it, and it was pretty long, honestly. It went down past my boobs. It was getting pretty long. And I added highlights to it. So, which is fine. It's nothing fantastic. The cut's not exactly what I want, but you know what? It's just hair. All right, guys. What else? I know there's so many things. I've been getting a lot of messages from different friends and stuff that are traveling. And I want to meet up with all of them. And at the same day, I just want to figure out what I want. Oh, look, an Outback's going by. I even considered an Outback. You know you're bouncing around when you consider every single option possible. Tell them, say, Mom's just making this harder on herself. Are you trying to kiss my eyeballs? Cooper kisses. He gave me the kisses to tell you guys he loves you too. Anyway, guys. All right. I'm sure I'll have more stuff to talk about because I know I can't remember the last couple of months of what I've been doing. So I may as well end this for now. And then the next video, I think, because this is already 23 minutes long of me rambling. So my next video will be no rambling and exploring. All right. You guys have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you soon.